Welcome to LeRoy Butler Television. This is a special guest that I've been looking forward to having you on the show, Mr. Daniels. I have to call you Mr. Daniels because they don't, you got to be professional. John Daniels, are you a junior?
I'm John Daniels Jr.
Right. So one of the few people in our community, when I say our community, where we grew up from, that I think for the most part, the kids look at who do we follow as role models. And you're the perfect person being the chairman at Quarles and Brady. Now, did this start as a youngster, as you would say, or did you want to be something else growing up?
You know, I always wanted to be involved in either sports or business. That was those were the things that interest me. And when I was a youngster in Milwaukee, I lived really about a mile away from this studio, and I would walk down and watch lawyers, and I would practice what they did.
Really?
And I ultimately decided I wanted to be a lawyer, so I went out to Harvard Law School, and once I finished there, I came back home to Quarles and Brady.
Now, your wife is somebody that's not only very, very smart, she's very super nice. Now, how did you meet her? I mean, because sometimes when you're a powerful man moving in a certain direction, how do you get a powerful woman to understand that you're not going to be home a lot, but you have a certain lane that you have to do? How did that come about?
You know, actually, my wife and I met when we were youngsters. And
Really?
Her brothers were great football players in the city, and I wasn't. So I told her that our team would beat her brother's team, and if we won, she would have to go out on a date with me.
No way.
And she was convinced that her brothers couldn't lose. Well, 40 years later, we're still married.
That's the real chivalry days. If you lose, you're my woman. If I win, she's such a great woman. I always have to talk about her. The Fellowship Open, Mr. Daniels, to me, is by far, because I've played in it for the last 4 or 5 years, is one of the best organizations I've ever seen. It's very organized. This year, who are you honoring this year?
This year, we have the really great pleasure of honoring former Senator Herb Cole, the owner of the Bucks, and Charles Harvey, an executive with Johnson Controls. So every year we have the opportunity to really honor a couple of people who, quietly make a difference, not only here, but really throughout the country. And so we're real proud of that part of it.
So who's some of your big sponsors? I know I get the email, so I'm a little fortunate. And I'll tell you guys later where you can go and find out more about the Fellowship Open. But Major League Baseball, they don't necessarily give a whole lot of sponsorship, but they must have thought it was very important. Freighter Hospital, BMO Harris, and some of the other big sponsors that you have to come in and understand what you're doing.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate that the business community has really adopted this event. There really is not another event like this in the country. We'll have more than 300 golfers out there, but more importantly, we'll be working with youngsters in this community. And now we're in our 12th year.
Wow.
And now some of the kids who were first involved in it have graduated from college, gone on to careers in business or law, and that's really the most rewarding part. But the key thing is they're involved in the whole event. So it's not just a tournament where guys or women go out and play golf and then make a contribution. The youngsters really get a chance to visit with them, and that's a real special thing. I tell people that one of the highlights of my youth in Milwaukee was going to an event where Jackie Robinson was there. And we want people like you to be able to see these kids, for them to touch and to grow their ambitions, and it's really worked extremely well.
I remember you had Hank Aaron over, and we went to a great event, and he was just pleased. And seeing the young kids today who are receiving scholarships and things of that nature, seeing people like that who are giving back, I think that's the connection that you're looking for in the community. And your brother, the Bishop Daniels, he's working on a series of projects, and I'm just proud of the way he's taken the church and his community, put it on his back and started to grow. Tell me a little bit about the Bishop.
Well, the Bishop has decided really about 20 years ago that he was going to go into the heart of the city and work with kids. That's where we grew up, right in the heart of the city. And so we found a facility there. It's grown to now maybe a 15-acre site in totality. One of the things that we're really proud of is the largest Boys and Girls Club in the entire community is located in that community. Within a 1 mile radius, 10,000 kids. You think about it, these kids didn't have a boys and club, girls club before, and now they have these facilities. This fall they're opening up the first urban dormitory for kids. And I think these are the kinds of things, that touch people. Everybody in life needs somebody to reach out, touch, give them a little push. I know I did, and that's what makes a big difference.
Yeah, now your next sibling is something about that we want to dig deep into, because Valerie, your sister, is on the board with the Packers, and she's very prominent, and I wondered if you had any conversations, maybe asking her to retire Brett Favre's jersey. Did you?
I learned a long time ago with Valerie that I should not give her advice in business or otherwise.
Right.
She loves being on the Packer board. The Packer organization, as you know, is a tremendous organization. They've been a supporter of our event, and frankly, through my involvement with you and other people with the Packers, I've had the opportunity to really get more involved in the things that they do in the community. And I love the Packers. I grew up with the Packers. I kid people all the time that the one thing I have in common with the Packers is that Vince Lombardi and I share a common birthday.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
That's right. I call myself, a knockoff of Vince Lombardi. I recently was talking to one of the Packer superstars, Willie Davis, who's also been an honoree of the Fellowship Open. And I said, Willie just autographed the book, John Daniels, same birthday as your mentor, Vince Lombardi.
Oh, wow. Yeah, matter of fact, I had spoken to a guy, Dave Robinson. He wanted me to tell you hello. He's going into the Packer Hall of Fame, and he always talks about role models in the community, and your name always comes up. And I think for the most part, you were right about the Fellowship Open, because you get a chance to see the young kids. They volunteer. They're there early in the morning. They stay there all the way through the night. So I appreciate you doing that. Back to Valerie for a minute. Now, she has a series of businesses that she actually run or own or something?
Valerie is in the fast food business, so she's in Pizza Hut, Burger King's, and a number of other brands throughout the Northeast and Midwest. But, little known secret about Valerie is that even though she's on the Packer board, Valerie actually was a college basketball player.
Really?
And she decided...
that's where she get that tenacity from?
That's where she gets that tenacity. She says she decided to flip hamburgers rather than try to dunk balls for a career. So she loves it. She loves working with the kids. We've been very fortunate to have great people work in the organization, and see those people's lives improve, become managers, presidents of our operations. So we're real pleased about that. We've been very fortunate that we have been given an opportunity to achieve some things in the community, and so you give something back, and we feel real good about that part of it.
Oh, great. And the final thing, tell me a little bit about Quarles and Brady. I drive down, is it 310? Is it what's
411 East Wisconsin?
411 East Wisconsin.
Right.
And I see this beautiful building, Quarles and Brady, and know a good friend of mine, the chairman of it. Is it 450, 500 years? How many are involved? Tons.
We have between 450 and 500 attorneys at the firm, about 1,000 employees throughout the United States, and 9 offices, and in China. And I did something like you. I tried to invent something that would give a spirit of the firm. So I say every day at Quarles and Brady is that everybody counts every day, and I really mean it. And as chairman of the firm, I'm really proud to be the leader of that organization. I started as the last guy on the letterhead almost 40 years ago, and now I get the chance to be chairman. Oh,
that has to be a dream, even for Valerie, an African-American young lady, on and I got into a debate real quick about some prominent African-American women, because Condoleezza Rice was part of the Masters. And I said, wait a minute, Valerie Daniels, African-American woman, she's on the Packers board, and she got a brother, John Daniels, as chairman. That's people close to home, and that's the reason why I had to get you on my show, to let people recognize that we have somebody just as important in this state that's from here. And I can honestly say that Mother Daniels can say that my kids are doing proud.
Yeah, and I really, obviously, family is most important. I tell people all the time, faith, family, and friends like you are what really make a tremendous difference. And I can't be more proud of what you've done for this community, the people that you've touched. I mean, it's just every place I go, I just say, well, I'm LeRoy's friend. And the door opens up.
I had him say that. I'm sorry. Now, do you have Packer season tickets, or is it you just call up one of your buddies and get you a box? What does a powerful man do if you want to go to a game?
I call my friends. I say, don't you need somebody to talk to throughout the game? When I was growing up in Milwaukee, every Sunday would not be a Sunday. If you didn't watch a Packer game, and then a bunch of us would go out and play football afterwards. And I can tell you, many of those people that I grew up with, right on 44th and Hampton in Milwaukee, have been lifelong friends, and they're doing more than I am. They're teaching kids, they're working as policemen, they're working as physicians, and we all have something to give back, and I just think that if you have the opportunity to do it, please do it, because it makes a big difference. People touch me, I want to touch other people.
Well, thank you very much. You're a pillar in our society, and we're a gem to the state. Thank you, John Daniels Jr., Chairman. Did you guys hear that? Chairman of Quarles and Brady. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate this.
All right.
Thank you.
See you guys later. LeRoy Butler TV signing out. See you guys next time.